There's so much you could complain about in this game. You could complain about Cardoso's tactics. You could complain about Obas getting a yellow card, having to be taken off and changing some of the plan. You could complain about Resinho getting a red card in his first game. You could complain about the fact that Mamelodi Sundowns ended a game with one shot on target. But what really frustrates me about Sundowns is that it feels as though this game was not important to them. It feels as though they didn't have any sense of urgency to do anything. Because on the other hand, you could say that 80% of they completed 802 passes at 88% pass accuracy. You could speak about the 23 shots that they took. You could speak about the crossbar hit. But when push came to shove, the Sundowns just didn't seem like they wanted to win that game. Say what you will about Mamelodi Sundowns' low block struggles over the years, but you knew with the coach Rulani that at the end of that game, the last 15 minutes was going to be hell for that other team. The last 15 minutes, you would throw in Mendieta and they'd just pressure you and press you and push you and put in crosses and do all of these things in order to make sure that something broke. A lot of Sundowns' gritty wins, gritty draws came from pressure, making a defender slip, came from pressure, making something happen in the box that didn't happen previously when you're trying to play beautifully. But this Sundowns didn't feel like they wanted this game. And they actually started off very well. I think Mamelodi Sundowns, that first 10, 15, 20 minutes looked incredible. You know, we had spoken previously about how that midfield was so far apart and everybody was all over. But it really does feel like Nuno Santos came in, and in that first 15, 20 minutes, he was giving a masterclass of keeping possession, of moving the ball, of making sure that you're making the right decisions with the ball at your feet. And we didn't see any more of those long passes that were being lost by Mamelodi Sundowns at some point. In fact, I think Nuno Santo was so good in what he did, it brought back Allende. Because Allende left some of that, the burden of having to carry that midfield, and now he could move around and pop up where he wanted to. I think bringing in Obas was a great decision because Obas is more defensive than Mokoena, and I think that platform allows Abu Modiba to invert the way we saw Modiba invert in a way that we haven't seen him invert since the Chameleon. We saw him, even when he goes out wide, be able to play and connect Nabo Allende and connect Nabo Nuno Santos and have people around him. I said before that it's no use having Modiba on the wing, but then you've got nobody around him to be with him. But I think what really worked for them in that first period was